Hello, I'm filming a YouTube video while I'm on my break at work, so I came across this documentary on Gaia on Amazon Prime Video, or I guess that's what it's called. So it's called Sensitive: The Untold Story, and it actually has Alanis Morissette in it, and she's just amazing, such a goddess. Anyway, so I just really wanted to make a video talking about sensitivity because let me tell you, I'm a very sensitive person, and I usually look at it as like a flaw of mine, but like lately I've been trying to view it as more of a gift and like a more beautiful thing. Like growing up, I've been sensitive ever since I could remember. I feel like ever since I was aware that like I existed, I've just always been super sensitive, super observant to everything around me. Like I said, I always thought there was just something wrong with me because I felt like other people thought I was weird all the time. I feel like I just was always the kid daydreaming in class, and always the kid like who was just really observant and just felt these crazy deep emotions at such a young age. If you know me well, you'd know that when I love super hard and with every inch of my being. And when I'm sad or feeling those more negative emotions, they really take a toll on me mentally. I just feel a lot, you know what I mean? And I'm somebody that cries easily. I get moved really easily by things. My mom's actually the same way. I thought it was just kind of something that like ran in my family because I definitely know a few family members that are sensitive like that. So I didn't really think anything of it. I thought it was just how I was. I feel like I've always been like really sensitive to everything around me as well. Like I could go in a room and I definitely can pick up on people's vibes like that. I can tell if somebody's having a hard day. I can tell if somebody's going through something. I can tell if somebody's not feeling good. I can tell when... It's so weird. I can tell when couples aren't... This is gonna sound so weird. I know I'm gonna sound crazy, but I feel like I can tell when like couples aren't doing well. I can just pick up on the energy from them. It's more of an in-person thing, but yeah, I don't know. I can really pick up on people's vibes pretty well, I'd say. And also like another thing about me, I feel like I'm extremely empathetic. Like, say if I'm having a conversation with somebody and they're opening up to me and they're telling me about like a hard time that they're having, I easily feel for them. Like easily, I can easily put myself in their shoes, and I just feel what they're going through so hard. Like my friends sometimes will open up to me, and if they start crying, I literally start crying like right away because I'm like, I don't want to, it hurts to see them go through that, and like I instantly can just feel what they're going through. So in this documentary, they were talking about how labels are easily put on highly sensitive people growing up. Like people like this are usually labeled as shy or extremely introverted, or they're really fearful. They suffer from a lot of anxieties, which I've always been known as the shy kid growing up. I was always super quiet, super quiet. And it's something that I used to hate about myself. Like, I remember in middle school, boys would turn around and be like, stop talking, you're so loud, like being sarcastic. And I'd be like, oh, this is awkward. Like, I've always just been that way. And I always thought that there was something wrong with me. I just chalked it up to me being shy. But like watching this documentary really made me realize like, no, I'm just sensitive. I'm very observant to my surroundings. And I always like envied people that were like really outgoing and like the life of the party, because that's just not me. Not saying that I'm completely introverted, because when I'm around people I know, or just like, I love meeting new people and I love conversing with them, and like it's just so much fun to me. Like I thrive off of that. But yeah, I love interacting with people. It's just that like, I guess sometimes I'm just super sensitive, and I always thought it was weird, but turns out it's not weird. That's just who I am. Also, like another example of my sensitivity is like, a lot of times there's people out there that take criticism, and not criticism, but like if somebody's rude to them, they'll just be like, oh, like F you, like, you know what I mean? Like they don't really let it affect them that much. But like me being super sensitive, sometimes it'll like hit me super, super hard. And for example, like in my past relationships, there was times where like things were said to me that maybe weren't intended to like actually hurt my feelings. You know, they could have just said these things because they were mad. And I'm actually able to distinguish between that for the most part, if somebody's saying something to me from a place of truth or if they're saying something to me from a place of hurt. Back to the quiet thing, I'm just reading notes that I wrote. So people definitely assume that sometimes I'm just not having a good time if I'm too quiet, or I don't know, which is completely not the case. And I always feel so bad. This doesn't happen a lot. This has happened like not too much, but there's been times where I'm like hang out with a big group of people or like a new group of people and I'm just like really quiet. But it's nothing bad or anything. It's just that I'm trying to, I guess I'm getting a feel of the energy. I don't know. Tell me if any of you guys do this. Basically in the documentary, there's this lady named Bianca. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher her last name. Acevedo. She's a PhD research scientist from UC Santa Barbara. And I'm gonna read what she said. They were doing a bunch of studies like of the brain and stuff like that. Just to like, you'll see. She said these findings show that highly sensitive individuals are not pausing in novel situations because they're shy or scared, or putting on the brakes to engaging in the situation. They're actually engaging systems of their brain that are associated with awareness, depth of processing, integration of the other person in the self, emotional meaning making, so they can respond to their needs appropriately. Which is so true. That made me feel less crazy. I'm like, wow, you put what I go through into words. That's pretty cool. So she also did a careful inspection of the amygdala in your brain, which is the part of the brain that activates when a person feels fear or anxiety. And during this other test, they found that this part of the brain was not activated during a highly sensitive task that they were having the people do, clarifying that those people were not by nature socially anxious or super shy. That's what I get for trying to talk fast and hurry this video up. I'm not saying that people that are labeled shy or socially anxious aren't shy or socially anxious, but I'm just saying that there could be a lot of cases where people are labeled this way when they're actually just sensitive people. And like as a person, I've always said I am super aware of everything, and sometimes I feel too aware of like my existence and like everything around me. And I always, like, even in therapy, I'm like, I feel crazy. Like, is there something wrong with me? Is this normal to feel this way? Because sometimes I overanalyze things a lot. So if you're a highly sensitive person, just know that you are not crazy and that you are not alone. There are a lot more sensitive people out there than we think. But yeah, I guess I'm just like starting to view my sensitivity as like a superpower kind of. Because honestly, yes, there are some negative things that happen sometimes with it, but overall, I'm glad I can feel as deeply as I do. It is a gift. Like, some people don't feel that deeply, and I'm just like, I can't understand how. It's not their fault, but like, everybody's just different. Everybody's wired differently. And yeah, I don't know. I just really wanted to talk about this, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the let me know down below if you're a highly sensitive person too, because sometimes I feel alone when it comes to that. So thank you for watching if you stuck through. See you later.